All right, folks, sorry about that little hitch. Now we can go ahead. Our first story. You know, honesty is not just the best policy, it is the first chapter in the book of wisdom. Let us tell you that an employee of the Nigerian Aviation Handling Company, NACO, Auwal Dankode, has been praised for his integrity after returning $10,000, approximately 16 million naira. The NACO staffer reportedly found the said amount while cleaning the aircraft. A security and counterinsurgency expert, Zagazola Makaman, stated that Kano State-born Dankode was a man known for his strong fear of God and integrity. There are still conscionable people amongst us regardless, don't you think?
Well, I commend him for doing what he's supposed to do.
No, you mean what he has done?
That is what he's supposed to do.
Okay.
You get it? You see, this conversation has been so interesting to me in that it shows the extent to which, as a people, we have actually gone into. So the fact that, you see, when you see one in 1,000 or in 1,000,000.
And act like this.
It becomes strange.
Okay.
And this is something that should be the norm.
Go without saying.
Yeah, so, but now we are celebrating him because he has become one in 1,000,000 or in millions that will do this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, let me also put this in in a normal circumstance, right? Somebody like Dankode should know that he ought to return this kind of money, because usually there should be cameras in the aircraft showing whatever happens. So which means that even if you take it, you are going to be caught. But in our own system, I don't know how functional such cameras are. Let me tell you this. You know that in the US,
You see, that's the man's face.
I know. So, and it's even holding on to the money.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing is that even NACO is also using him as a kind of PR stunt.
Yeah.
Which is also interesting, is an interesting dimension, because they are also saying, oh, this is a proof of our reliability, a proof of our integrity, and all of that. I commend the young man, you understand. I'm just talking from a general perspective. Let me share this with you.
Okay.
The US is about to jail a Nigerian pilot. And one of the offenses is that he took a luggage that did not belong to him. And also, because of that, he had a bad record. He now went ahead to falsify records in order to get a first medical report, which he would require to be able to fly a commercial aircraft. Now, I was asking myself, how did they know that he took another person's luggage? They must have gotten that information through the CCTV camera. So I am saying, in essence, that while this is commendable, but things like this should be the normal thing.
It should be.
In our society.
Emeka, I've read it. I know you would have. That integrity is doing the right thing, even when nobody is watching.
But that should be the ethics. But there should also be leadership by example. Because if we had such open acts of honesty, Nigeria wouldn't be where it is today. But when, people in high positions, presently, load the treasury, and you expect the people to show example to those in power. No. The fish gets rotten from the head. And things should actually get rectified from the head.
Emeka, but the lesson here is Dankode is a metaphor for even the tiny bit of, number of Nigerians who are everyday Nigerians, Nigerians working conscionably.
Yeah, I commend him.
Yeah.
I'm commending, I will just go, I commend him because he is, and maybe a very junior worker in the agency. But the question is, how many big Nigerians, how many top Nigerians, rich Nigerians, will not pocket that money? Even with all the wealth they have.
You have no right to think for anybody.
No, I'm just saying how many. I didn't say many. I was just asking the question, how many? So the point, the thing is that I commend him. And I just say that he should continue to be, a shining example. Like has been said about him that, yes, someone known for his fear of God. But, when people have got to the point where they neither fear God nor man, then the nation is in trouble. But there should be more of such. There should be more of such at all levels so that this country can be, can be a shining example in the Committee of Nations. It's not as if they aren't. We have seen videos of people who were caught, maybe stealing phones at the airport or, stealing from people's hand luggages, hand luggage from, right inside the aircraft, So, but for a staff member of that agency to have done this, well, I hope that the agency itself will reward him and that some people will not turn around to victimize him later. Yes, I know what I'm talking about. Yes, that he will be commended and, that it will now become a regular thing. Then the National Orientation Agency, this is a challenge to them. This is an example to them. They should also use him as an example of patriotism. Then when government is giving...
ambassador.
Yes, when government is giving national honors, while they are giving to some of those interesting people, they should also remember somebody like this and give him an honor that will, speak to millions of ordinary Nigerians, and tell us that all hope is not lost.
Busy, and again, that honesty still pays.
Yeah.
After all said and done.
Well, honesty still pays after all said and done. And the fact that, I don't like this idea that we think we should reward this kind of thing because it keeps giving me the impression that we are continuing to make it the abnormal. If you get what I'm trying to say? Because it's like we are also celebrating it as something that is unusual. Whereas what we should be talking about and what we should be working towards is making it impossible for people to even steal money that are found in this kind of circumstance. And that is what other countries all over the world are doing. There was a time I entered a bus in the UK and my purse was, I forgot my purse, whether I left it or whatever. And when I was complaining, they just told me that I should go to the bus park. They will check the camera of that bus and that they will get the person if anybody took it. But before I could even do that, somebody had already called me and they told me where to meet with them and they handed over that purse to me.
That's a country that works.
Exactly, and that is the point I'm trying to make, that we should make Nigeria to be a country that works and stop tempting people. Because like this guy now, it's like the country has so much degenerated to the point that people are even blaming him.
That is castigating him.
This kind of money.
Yeah.
Please, BC, avoid any such people. Avoid them.
But there are many.
No.
But there are many of such people.
Emeka, avoid them. But it's not all. Our story is not all that awful. That's the lesson.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm shocked that we are surprised. But we should celebrate it, especially in our environment, because the natural felon would ask $10,000. Do you know how much a dollar is?
60 million naira.
You know, so
It's
please.
commendable, and people like him should just hold on to their faith, because apparently from the reactions we have gotten so far, what we are trying to say is that this guy did what he did based on his faith.
Yeah.
But looking at the morale and the generality of people, what he has done is looking somehow absurd.
No, the
Yeah.
only thing I'll add is just to advise people that, you know, the means of livelihood should be something that is sustainable, because crime is not sustainable. You cannot build a lifetime on crime. Sooner than later, you know, the tables will turn.
Not in Nigeria.
Yes.
Not in Nigeria.
I should ask Pablo Escobar.
Where is Pablo Escobar? No. No. The point is that if you look at it, okay, fine, not in Nigeria. Those who did all of this in the past and passed on, where are they? Everything has disappeared with them.
Time is the master. Let's go on. But